Scrambling to escape the flames and smoke.
The blaze began in Mccory's about 8:30 in the evening and soon spread to adjacent stores. Huntington Hospital reports several injuries from the fire. News 12's Don Crawford is standing by at the mall with the latest. Don?
Bill Colleen, here's an update on the Walt Whitman Mall fire. A short while ago, I told you that 2 people were missing, store employees from Mccory's where the fire originated. Now, one of those employees has been found. The person was found unconscious in cardiac arrest inside Mccory's. They've now been transported out of Mccory's and are on their way to the hospital. That person is only one of more than a dozen people who have been injured so far in this fire. About half of the people injured are firefighters suffering from smoke inhalation. One of the firefighters actually suffered cardiac arrest and is in serious condition en route to the hospital as well. Meanwhile, a short while ago, I spoke to a mother and daughter who were shopping in the artificial plant section of Mccory's where the fire originated.
Daughter and I were shopping in the flower department in Mccory's, and she turned to her right and she said, "Mom, there's a fire," and it was only about 10 inches high at that point, and I yelled fire, and she ran to the back of the building. I ran to the front. We just grabbed people. Within 90 seconds, the building was black. The last employee to get out, she was almost thrown out. She just buckled to the ground. I took her pulse. She hardly had any pulse. She was overcome.
Firefighters and witnesses all tell the same story. The fire broke out in the ground level of Mccory's, the artificial flower department, possibly sparked by a discarded cigarette. So far, rescuers say they've transported more than a dozen people to the hospital, all going to Huntington Hospital. Several of those injured were overcome by smoke in the basement shopping area of Mccory's.
I didn't have time to think. We had to get the people out. People wouldn't believe us. I ran downstairs. I said, "There's a fire. You please get out." And they're like, "Yeah, okay." I said, "If you don't," I said, "Just look." I said, "Look," and the flames, the smoke was just coming all around us, and my mom and I got separated. And then I knew she was going to be so scared, thinking I was still downstairs.
Now, here's the good news to report that mother and daughter were reunited. Both are fine. They're cooperating with police and fire marshals who are investigating the cause of this blaze. Now, updating once again, here's a look at what's happening at the Walt Whitman Mall. 8:30 tonight, a fire broke out in Mccory's in the artificial plant section, possibly ignited by a discarded cigarette. More than a dozen people have been injured, 2 of them seriously so far. That's the story from here in Huntington. I'm Don Crawford. Now let's go back to Bill and Colleen.
Don, earlier you talked about the possibility or the fear of the possibility of explosion there. What's the status of that?
Well, as the night wears on and the fire seems to be darkening down, which means it seems like the fire department is getting more of a handle on the fire, that risk of explosion is diminishing.
Do firefighters, is there still a possibility that one person is still missing, Don?
Exactly. As I told you, 2 people are missing. One has been found. That person was in cardiac arrest. The other person is still missing. The fate of that person, whether they're simply unaccounted for or missing, is unknown.
Okay. Don Crawford, thank you very much.